Hello and welcome everyone. So, can I get a confirmation in the chat box whether I'm clearly audible and visible or not? We'll be starting the session soon enough, within few seconds. Till then, everyone, so that everyone can join the session, right? Can I get a quick confirmation in the chat box whether I'm clearly audible or not? Plus one in the chat box, quickly. Okay, I think I'm clearly audible as well as visible. So let's start the problem of the day. So in this video, we are going to solve yesterday's problem of the day, the problem of the day for 11th of April 2023. So let me share one of my screen. A quick plus one in the chat box if you are clearly, like if you are able to hear me clearly. Okay. I hope my screen is visible. Okay, so here is the problem of the day. So I would like to know how many of you were able to solve this question. The question is very interesting if you focus more on different test cases and try out how many different test cases are possible. Then eventually you would have arrived at a correct solution and better than what is expected over here, right? So let's first of all read down the problem statement. The name of the question is maximum length and the difficulty level of this question is medium. So you will be given the maximum occurrences of A, B, and C in a string. So that means A, B, and C are individual characters in a string, and their frequencies are given. So what is your task? Your task is to make this string containing only A, B, and C. Okay, so you have to check whether you can generate a string that contains only A, B, and C, but there is a condition given over here that no three consecutive characters are same. Okay, so there will be no consecutive three characters should be of the same type. If the resultant string equals to A plus B plus C, that means if the length of the resultant string which you can achieve is equal to A plus B plus C, that is frequency of each individual A, B, and C, then return the length A plus B plus C, that is the length of the string, or addition of frequencies of every all the three characters. Else you have to return -1 in the output. Sir, please repeat the question. I joined right now. Okay, so we are discussing the question maximum length. So the problem statement is like you have to generate a string that contains characters A, B, and C. In the question, in the input, you will be given the frequencies of every three characters A, B, and C. But the condition is that while generating the string, you have to make sure that no three consecutive characters are of the same type. I will explain with the help of a test case. But here is the problem statement. And if it is possible to generate such a string, then you have to print the length of that string. Obviously, the length of that string would be A plus B plus C, or the addition of frequencies of every three characters, all the three characters. If it is not possible, then you have to return -1 in the output. So let's try to understand more precisely with the help of a test case. Okay, okay, Madhbar. Okay. So let me share one of my screen, my whiteboard. So how many of you are actually able to solve the question? The question is pretty interesting. It's like very intuitive. You need to just observe how you can achieve the solution. If you are able to observe it properly, then obviously you might have arrived at the correct solution. So the first test case given to you contains A, B, and C. Okay, so the frequencies of all these three character is 3. Now the question says no three consecutive. I'm just writing down the highlighted point of the question. No three consecutive characters characters should be same. Okay, so what does this mean? No three consecutive characters. So that means inside this string there shouldn't be triple A or triple B or triple C. Okay, you can observe they are consecutive to each everyone, right? They're consecutive to each other. So this kind of arrangement or a substring should not be present in the string which you are trying to generate. If it is possible, then you have to print the length. If it is not possible, then you have to print -1. For this A, B, and C, for this frequency, what you can do, let's say, first of all, I'll be making this thing in this manner. I will keep A, then B and C, then another A, B, and C, and another A, B, and C. So this is one of the arrangement possible, and here you can observe this substring is not a part of this generated string, right? And hence it is obviously possible with the help of the given frequencies of A, B, and C. Hence the output will be the length of this string. So the length of this string will be nothing but the summation of frequencies of A, B, and C, that is equal to 9. Hence the output for the first test case comes out to be 9. Was this test case clear to everyone? A quick +1 in the chat box. I want to know everyone whether it was clear to everyone or not. Was it clear? Yes or no in the chat box? Okay, and we'll move down to the second test case if it is clear. Okay, I think it was clear to everyone. I can see no doubts coming. Okay, thank you Uchiha Sasuke. Okay, we have an anime fan over here, right? Thank you everyone. Thank you. Okay, so let's check out test case number 2. Okay, so I'll be taking some random value. Let's say A is equal to, obviously let's take the example which is given to us. A is equal to 11 and B is equal to 2 and C is equal to 2. So let's try to generate a string. So I will try to generate this string in the same manner I tried for the first test case. Let's skip A and let's take B, let's take C. Okay, again, let's take A, B and C. So now you can observe we have already exhausted the frequencies of B and C, but we haven't exhausted all the frequencies or all the characters A. Still we have 9 A characters remaining. So you can't place all the 9 characters over here, because here if you place all the 9 characters, you will be able to observe that there are 3 consecutive characters of the same type. So this kind of arrangement will not work over here. So we need to think in a different manner. So let's try to think in a different manner. So what I'll be trying to do, I'll be trying to keep the highest frequency character together. Let's say double A, then B, and double A, then again let's pick anyone, B or C. Let's say C. Then again double A, then let's take a B or C. Let's take B. Then double A. So I have exhausted all the frequencies of B. Now I can only place C. Now there have been I have included 2 C characters, so this would be 0. And now let's see how many A's have been placed. I can see 4 2s are 8. So I can place 2 more A's. This would be 9 and 10. But now only one frequency or one A is remaining. So if I try to place one A over here, then I will be able to observe a consecutive triplet of same type is occurring. So it is not possible. If you can try out every different possibility, you can try out different type of string, but you won't find any of these string that does not contain 3 consecutive characters. Okay, so for this input test case where A is equal to 11 and B is equal to 2 as well as C is equal to 2, the output will come out to be -1. We cannot generate proper string, hence the output will be -1. So was the second test case clear to everyone as well? Just mention down in chat box and I'll read it down. So now what can we do? How to solve this question? Okay, so let's try to focus on how to solve this question. Okay, so let's try to think in a greedy manner. But before moving down towards the approach, we should focus on what should be printed in the output. Okay, so what is the thing that question wants you to do? The question wants you to find out whether it is possible or not. Okay, exactly right. The question does not want you to print the entire string. The question wants you to check whether it is possible with the given frequencies or not. Yes or no. Yes means print the length if it is possible, and obviously length is A plus B plus C, that is frequency of A, B and C. That denotes yes. If it is not possible, then just print -1, and -1 denotes no. So the question exactly wants the answer in yes or no. This kind of observation is very important whenever you are solving the question, because this reduces down the area in which you need to look for the approach. Okay, if the question asks you to print the entire string, then you have to think, your thought process should be different from what you are going to do. So the question wants the answer yes or no. Yes means a plus b plus c, and no means -1. Okay, so this kind of observation. And now, as we don't want to print this string, we need to observe that for which kind of arrangement or for which kind of frequencies the output is possible, and for which kind of frequencies the output is not possible. So let's take the observation. Let's take one of the test case. Was this part clear? How to think for a test case, how to think for a solution, how to think for any of the question. This should be your observation, that what the question is trying to ask you. Okay. So now let's take one of the test case. I'll try to take the same test case which is given to us. A is equal to 3, B is equal to 3, or C is equal to 3. Or let's say different one, 5, 4, and 1. Okay, so I have taken a different test case. Now I want only the output, only the output. So what I can do? So first of all, let's try to find the solution for this. So I will be placing A. So I am trying to think in a greedy approach, because I need to place the characters based on the frequency. So trying to place A. Okay, so now only 4A, and this is the frequencies. So let's try to place B. So this will be 3. So let's try to place C. This would be 0. Now we have only A and B. For A and B, what I can do? Let's try to place A. Okay, so A has been placed. Let's try to place B. B has been placed. Let's try to place A. A has been placed. Let's try to place B, and now A, and now B, and now A. Okay, so this was one of the possibilities, right? Let's take one more test case. Test case number 2, where A is equal to 10, B is equal to, let's say, 2, and C is equal to 2 in this case. So now over here, if I go in the same way, I try to solve test case number 1. So that was taking A. Okay, so if I take A, this would be 9. Take B, this would be 1. Now let's say if I'm taking C, I'm just randomly trying out some of the possibilities. So now let's try again, try to take A. So this would be 8, B, and C. This is 0 and 0. This is 0. So now again try to take A. So this would be 7 and A. So now after placing this, there are 7 A's remaining. I cannot place in this manner. This is not going to work each and every time. You cannot pick each and every character one by one. So what you can do, the best arrangement possible is that whenever you find the frequency, whenever you find a character who is having the highest frequency, let's say from A, B, and C, A is having the highest frequency, I can keep the arrangement in this manner as well. If I'm targeting a triplet, in the triplet, I can have two characters of the same type, while the other character needs to be of the different type. Let's say if I'm talking in terms of A and B, in a triplet, I can have A, A, B, this kind of arrangement, A, B, A, or B, A, A. These three arrangements are only possible, okay, in each and every triplet. So basically try to focus on generating triplets for the given frequencies, individual triplets. So over here, what was the arrangement? The frequencies were 10, 2, and 2. Okay, again writing it down, is equal to 10, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to 2. This is the arrangement. So for this triplet, what I can do, the highest frequency character can be placed over here. So I will try to place A twice, and I can either take B or C. Let's take B. Similarly, for this arrangement, now here comes the observation that quotient does not want you to print the entire string. The quotient only wants the output. Okay. The arrangement at this first triplet can be like this: ABA or BAA. Anything is possible, or this can be possible with C as well. Instead of B, you can replace it by C. but we are not focusing on how we can arrange the strings. So at this position, now only this is remaining, 8 is remaining. Why put 2a? Okay, so if I was trying to take, let's say, one by one every character a, b, and c, I was able to figure out at this position that the highest frequency character will occur consecutive at the end. So that's why I thought let's keep the highest frequency character in the same triplet. Okay. Okay, so this was the observation, and from that I came to know, okay, let's try to keep the highest frequency character together, because at the end only highest frequency character will be remaining, and that would give me a wrong answer. So now after placing the first triplet, so this is the arrangement remaining. So over here as well, I can keep 2 times A, or let's say B, 2 times A in this manner, or B in this manner. So this will be reduced down to 0, and this will be 6. So now again at this position, I can place twice A in this manner, or this is the possibility. So this would reduce down to, these are the different arrangements. Okay, and over here how many, 4 are remaining, and this is reduced down to 1. Over here I can place in this manner, ACA or CAA. Okay, so now only 2 A's are remaining and 0 C is remaining. So for the last triplet, there won't be any 3 characters possible, but 2 characters are possible at the last triplet. So this is the arrangement possible. And now you can, if you want to know this string, you can simultaneously join the every possibility so that no consecutive 3 characters will be same. So what does it mean? For AAB, for this triplet, if I am taking AAB, what I will be doing? For the next triplet, obviously you can pick any of this. You can go for this one, you can go for this one, or you can go for this one. So AAB, ABA is possibility. No triplet or no 3 consecutive will be of the same type. Now for this arrangement, if I chose ABA, I cannot choose this one. Triple AC is not possible because this will lead down to 3 consecutive of the same type. So for this arrangement, I can go for this one or this one. So I will be taking ACA. Okay, I'm showing you that not more than 2 A's. Yes, exactly. This is possibility. I'm showing you how you can generate this string as well, and how you can directly reach down the entire solution. So I chose ACA at this point. So now I cannot, let's say, can I go for this AAC? No, I cannot go for AAC. So this is not possible, but I can go for this or this. This would be ACA, right? This is not giving any 3 consecutive character to be of the same type. And for the last one, AA. So for the last one also I cannot take this. So I have to choose in such a manner that I will not get any 3 consecutive, but an arrangement of triplet will be possible where you won't find any 3 consecutive character to be of the same type. Okay, so this is one of the possibility to get the answer. But now I don't want to find this string. This will be a trial and error kind of thing if you want to generate this string. But I don't want to generate this string. I simply need the answer whether I can do it or not. So actually what I can do, I can place these things in this manner. AA, then I will be placing B, then over here again I will be taking AAB. I can take AAB, right? So now again what I will be doing, I will be taking AAC. AAC, okay. So again what I can do, I can take again AAC, AAC. And now for the last one, double A. So now here I can see for this, there are no consecutive triplets or no consecutive 3 characters of the same type. So this way I can figure out, okay, if I want to get the answer, I can move in such a way that each and every time I will try to take or try to place the maximum frequency character 2 times in this string. So if you observe over here, A was having the highest frequency. Now here there are 3 different characters, but these 3 different characters can be included in 2 different groups. So which are those groups? One is highest frequency character, and the other is the other 2 remaining characters. you can consider them to be in the same group, because it won't affect you whenever you try to generate this string. So over here you can simply think that there are only two different type of characters. One is the highest frequency character, and the other one will try to place the highest frequency character separated from each other, such that they won't be consecutive three in the given string, in the output string. Okay, so you have excluded, like let's say you partitioned the three different characters into two different type of groups. So over here, A will be the highest frequency character, and B and C are the other remaining two characters. Okay, so now here is your task, that you have to arrange only two different type of groups, right? So what you should focus on over here, you can observe that this is the group number 2. These characters are of group number 2, and they are trying to separate the characters of group number 1. If I'm having the how many characters of group number 2 are required in order to get the answer. So now this is going to be your approach. You have to find out that how many characters are possible for the group number 2, such that it will try to separate the characters of group number 1. So if you observe at this point here, how many characters are there of group number 2? So group number 2 contains 4 characters, 2B and 2C. And group number 1 contains 8 characters. 8 or how many? 1. They are containing 10 characters, right? So over here you can observe that if I am having if I am having 4 characters of group number 2, then I am able to place 10 characters of group number 1, right? There are 10 characters of group number 1. So there should be some kind of relation. If you observe over here that there are 4 different characters of group number 2 and 10 characters of group number 1. So what is the similarity between this and this group number 2 and group number 1 characters? So you can observe that if you multiply that, every character of group 2 will help you to get 2 characters of group number 1. It can be placed between 2 characters of group number 1. You can observe over here, this can be one of the triplet, right? One character of group number 2 will conquer 2 characters of group number 1. So as many group number 2 characters I have 4 group number 2 characters. So that means in total, with the help of 4 G2, I can conquer 8 group number 1 characters. And at the end, I can place 2 more characters of group number 1. So plus 2, sorry. So this is the relation between the frequencies of group 2 and group 1. That the frequency is that if I have the highest frequency character, that group number 1, this value should be either equal to G2 into 2, group number 2 characters plus 2. If this is the inequality, this group number 1 character and this is group number 2 character. If this is the inequality, then obviously the output is possible, else the output is not possible. Was this part clear to you? Yes or no in the chat box? Any confusion? I can explain it again if you were facing any kind of difficulty. Can I get a confirmation in the chat box? So you simply need to focus on the character that is having highest frequency and the other 2 characters which are having lesser frequency than the highest frequency, right? So we only need to focus on 2 different groups. So now here from this you can figure out an inequality. If this is not the condition, then the output will be -1 always. So can I say that if group number 1 value, if this value is greater than G2 into 2 plus 2, then the output is not at all possible. Then the output will be always no. How? You can observe over here with this test case. This test case number 2. Let's observe. This test case had the same relation. Here, let's see what will be in group number 1. In the group number 1, highest frequency character. So that would be 11. And for group number 2, it would be B plus C. That is 2 plus 2. That would be 4. Okay, so now what is the relation between G1 and G2? I need this relation. That is, G1 should be equal to G2 into 2 plus 2. So let's check if this is true or not. That means 11, it should be equal to 4 into 2, that is G2 into 2 plus 2. 4 into 2, that is 8. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So 11 is obviously not equal to 10. So hence the output will be equal to minus 1. And the inequality was, for the output to be minus 1, the inequality is G1. If G1 is greater than G2 into 2 plus 2, then the output will be minus 1 always. So now here you aren't sure that which character will be having the highest frequency. Either A can have highest frequency, B can have, or C can have. That means the arrangement can be in this manner as well. And C is equal to 11. Or the arrangement can be A is equal to 2, B is equal to 11, and C is equal to 2. This can be the other test cases. But the output for both of them will be minus 1. Because if you divide them in two groups, G1 and G2, then this inequality will not be possible. Okay, so we simply need to check this condition, whether this condition is true or not, that is, whether G1 is greater than G2 into 2 plus 2 or not. So here we aren't sure that which character will be in G1 or G2, right? So what we'll be doing, we'll be taking as, we simply need to check 3 different conditions. One condition is that if G1 contains A, so we will be checking if A is greater than B plus C, this will be giving us G2 into 2 plus 2, if this is true. Or I'll be, let's say, if B is in G1, if B is greater than A plus C into 2 plus 2, or let's say C is the character in your G1, then you can write it down in this manner: A plus B, this will be your G2 into 2 plus 2. If any of this condition is true, then return minus 1. Else you can return A plus B plus C, that is the length of the string. The output will be possible. So now you don't need to brainstorm on finding the exact what this string is, because the question does not want you to print this string, right? If you focus on how to find this string, then you are thinking in a totally different direction, because that is what the question does not want, right? The question wants the answer, possible or not possible. So if you think in this direction, you will eventually reach down to a working solution. So was this algorithm clear to everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? A quick confirmation in the chat box. And then we can simply write down the coding solution for this. Okay, thank you Matbar Joshi. So let's write down the solution. Let me share the screen. Okay. So let's write down the solution. We simply need to consider A, B, and C in G1. So if, first of all, I'm taking A as in my, let's say, in G1 group. So if A is greater than B plus C into 2 plus 2, if this is the condition, or let's say B is in G1, if B is greater than A plus C, so A plus C are in your group number G2. Or let's say if C is the highest frequency character, or in G1, and your A and B will be in your G2 into 2 plus 2. This is the condition. If any of these 3 conditions, anyone is true, then return minus 1. Else you simply need to return A plus B plus C, because obviously you are supposed to use only this many A, B, and C, whichever is given in your input test case, right? So let's try to compile and run and see the compilation. Any doubt? Any doubt till now? Let's try to submit and see. Okay, and we can see the problem has been successfully submitted. We simply need to focus on what question needs. Sometimes the question, like let's say the problem statement has been framed in such a way that it makes you, like it forcefully makes you to look for the solution in a different direction, but that's not at all required. So you should focus on what should be printed in the output. Over here the expected time complexity was a plus b plus c, but over here we can see we have done in a better manner, right? That is order of 1. The time complexity will be order of 1, as well as the auxiliary space is not required, so both of them will be constant, order of 1, order of 1, right? Can we take the maximum of 3 number and check maximum of 3 number, like can you elaborate, like maximum of 3 number and check? Yes, you can take the maximum of 3 number as well. You can take the maximum, but then and also then you will be required to uh, like let's say there would be many different comparisons, right? More than, obviously more than this, or 3 comparisons at least will be required over there as well. Whichever is the maximum, you will be comparing a with b, you will be comparing a with c, or you will be comparing b with a. So number of comparisons will be more in that, but over there there is no, like only 3 comparisons are done. You can do in that way as well. Okay, so any doubt you can write down in the chat box. I'm sharing you the link of this as well, so just a minute. So from today's lecture you might have learned something new, that always try to focus in such a direction that what the question is asking you to print in the output. If the question wants you to print this string, then search for the answer in that direction. Okay, so always do not forget to, so from this question you might have figured out that the output format is also required, right? We sometimes need to focus on the output format as well. Just focusing on finding the solution is will not work every time. You're welcome, Madbar. So I'm sharing the link of this code as well. This implementation can be done in any language because simple inequality is required, simple comparison is required. So I don't think coding of different languages is required. Code of different languages. Okay. So that was it for today's session. Let's try to solve the today's problem of the day, and do like and share this video if your friends are also doing the same problem of the day and if they are facing any kind of difficulty. Okay, thank you everyone. So we'll be ending the session here only. It was great interacting with everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.